Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Inappropriate Movie Database, the comedy game show about content warnings. I'm your host, Nick Martucci, and I am so excited to have you watching this video. If it's live, wonderful. If it's years from now and I'm dead for mysterious causes, wonderful. I'm just glad people are still Googling me. This is going to be such a fun show tonight. Before we get started, we have more shows coming up, including a special one this Thursday night at 8 p.m. Eastern. Friend of the show, Jenny Ismay, is taking over the show. We're going to do musicals. I get to play, so that's always fun. Please look out for that. If you want more information about the show, join the Facebook group. If you search Inappropriate Movie Database or click the link in the description of this video, or follow us on Twitter and Instagram at IMDb Game. That's where I post about all of this stuff, including booking, which is going to start happening soon because we got another new month coming up. The beginning of year 2 of this show is coming up. Can you believe we've been doing this show for a year almost? That's crazy. I thought it would end, I don't know, a month and a half in. It was fun. Like, I started this May of 2021, and a couple of weeks later, everything was opening up and COVID was over and we were safe. And now we're a year later and finally everything's opening up and COVID's over and we're all safe. So that's exciting. I'm so excited for this show. I tried to have a tenuous connection to the day. Here in the US, it is tax day. So tonight we're doing the most expensive movies ever made because capitalism is a sin and will be the death of us all. So let's have some fun with it, with some of these movies that may or may not have been tax evasion scams. I'm so excited for this group of people. I've talked long enough. I'm excited to bring them in. Joining me on the show tonight are Justin Wright, Nikk Tetreault, Lloyd, Legacy Sharp, and Sammie James. Hey, everybody. Hi. Now let's start off because this is her second show in a row. If you watched last Thursday, you will have seen her take on Movie Set in New England. Straight out of New Jersey, Sammie James back on the show. Hey,
yeah.
Hey.
How
you doing tonight?
I'm all right. Yeah.
How are you feeling about this? You feel a little bit better than Movie Set in New England?
I feel much better about this.
I want to start asking, this is just a fun thing. Did you look at the list of the most expensive movies ever made before this show?
A little bit.
Do you happen to know what the most expensive movie ever made was?
I don't remember. I saw
That's
it.
fine. Do you have a guess? I'm going to be asking everybody, so I'm just curious. We're starting the game early. You don't have to.
You know what? I'm gonna just because I love when it's a really expensive movie that was not successful and everyone hated. This isn't the answer, but I'm gonna say Batman v Superman.
That is a good guess. It's not, though. I'll reveal what it is after we get to our next guest. If you watched Monday Night last week, you will have seen him go up against the IMDb top 250 for the second time and really seems to hate that category. Let's hope tonight's different. Lloyd, Legacy Sharp, returning to the show. Hey, Lloyd.
Hello, Nicholas.
Oh, now I feel like I'm in trouble. How you feeling about this one, Lloyd?
You know what I've realized, Nicholas?
Uh-huh.
I have found what my role on this show is. I am basically a modern day enhancement talent. And for those of you who don't know what an enhancement talent is, it's not a pill you find on Pornhub. What it is in professional wrestling, there are people who will never win a match ever in life, but they are tasked to go out there and put on amazing performances, entertain the fans, and eventually win in the end. Or lose in the end to the big stars. So I am pretty much the enhancement talent of Inappropriate Movie Database the game, because I will never win this game, but I will always be entertaining in some form, and you'll want to see how I lose and then be happy when it happens, because you know what? I don't know enough to win anyway.
Don't sell yourself short, Lloyd. 16th time's the charm. I have a good feeling about tonight.
Well, that means
Lloyd,
you can still play games.
I assume you didn't look at the list, so can you take a guess as to what the most expensive movie ever made was?
You know what? What was that movie with all the blue people?
The Smurfs.
The one that came out later than that.
Smurfs 2.
The one that came out like in this century.
What was the one? There was an animated Smurf movie, I think. The third one. Can you believe Avatar is 13 years old?
Right, yeah, that one. Fuck.
That wasn't the most expensive movie ever made. It is a movie that every single person saw and we all remember fondly.
Yeah,
we can all name everything that happens. We can name character names. And it's so exciting that the fourth Avatar's finally coming out this year.
Every blue person.
Lloyd, I'm so excited to have you back.
Yeah, you know that movie with the hair, tail, genitals.
Also returning to the show, always an absolute delight when she's on. So excited to have her back. Nikk Tetreault returning to the show. Hey, Nick.
Hey, Nick.
That's always fun to do, right?
It is. Every show.
How are you feeling about this topic?
I'm feeling really good. I skimmed the Wikipedia page on most expensive movies. I'm pumped. I'm so excited.
I am so excited to see how you do with this. So you did skim, so I think that you know with 100% certainty what the most expensive movie ever made was, right?
Well, you know I'm bad when it comes to sequels and subtitles, but it's one of the Pirates of the Caribbean.
It is one of the Pirates of the Caribbean. Do you know maybe the number?
No.
Do you know how many Pirates of the Caribbean movies exist?
Is it 5?
5 exist. It wasn't 5.
So I think it's either the Caspian or the Dead Man's Chest, but I don't think it's that. I think it's a Prince or Princess Caspian or the Caspian.
Nick, I'm so excited to have you back on the show. No, it is not Chronicles of Narnia, Prince Caspian. We are. I'm gonna see if Justin might be able to name it. Let me bring him in. First time on the show, Justin Wright. Welcome.
Hello. Nice to meet you all. Nice to be here.
You were kind enough to step into this. You know one of the contestants before we go into this, correct?
Yes. I know her. I know her somewhat. A few years here and there.
Yeah, this is. I was saying beforehand. This is the first time we've ever had an couple going up against each other in the show. So that could go terribly. I hope you're both prepared. Justin, do you watch a lot of movies?
No, I'm gonna do pretty boy, but I have mild ADHD, so I feel like I have a one up. Might have a leg up here.
Maybe. So of the relationship, Nick might know a little bit more about movies than you do.
Yeah.
All right. Definitely. Well, this is going to be a wonderful show. Justin, since I've already asked most of the question, let's just put it this way. Do you know what the 4th Pirates of the Caribbean movie was?
No, I don't.
I'm so excited that nobody knows this.
The one where Keira Knightley wasn't in it anymore.
I know what it was.
What it's called? I also don't know if that's true. I hope it's true.
Black Flag. Is it Black Flag?
Henry Rollins Band?
Oh wait, that's Assassin's Creed. That's it. Oh, never mind.
You know what it was?
What is it, Lloyd?
It was the second one too many after the previous two came out.
The most expensive movie ever made, which I didn't know before compiling this list, is the fourth Pirates of the Caribbean, Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger Tides. Cost with that's the other thing. All of these movies adjusted for inflation to try to open it up. Adjusted for inflation, the fourth Pirates of the Caribbean movie cost $456 million to make. They spent $500 million to make
that. Was not the Pirates of the Caribbean movie that was worth $500 million.
No, it wasn't. It's not even the Pirates of the Caribbean movie with Paul McCartney. That's the fifth one. That's also something I found out today.
Wait, Nick, this is adjusted for inflation? So potentially the list that I studied briefly.
If we were looking at the same page, because I also pulled this from Wikipedia, so hopefully what they say is correct. This was the second part of the page.
No.
Look, as long as this has nothing to do with the top 250 most expensive movies of all time, I think we're all going to be just fine.
All right.
No, these are the top 60 most expensive movies of all time. Top 60 or 70, I forget where I stopped here. 70, top 70. All of these cost over $200 million to make, so we'll just have fun with this. Thank you all for being here. If this is your first time watching, here's what's going to happen tonight. I have gone to IMDb, the Internet Movie Database, and I have pulled parental content warnings for a whole bunch of the most expensive movies ever made. As I say every time, these content warnings, I don't write them. I don't know who writes them. It's all anonymous. They're all weirdos. I'm very concerned for the state of, I guess, cinema in general, based on these clues, and maybe humanity. I don't know why they do what they do. I'm so happy that they do, because I have pulled over 80 shows out of this concept. That's probably over 90 hours of the show. It's a lot. Anyway, I'm going to read these parental warnings. My friends here are going to try to figure out where these warnings come from. And unless anybody has anything they want to add before we get started, I think it's time to just do this. And to do this, Justin, you're new to the game. I'm going to give you an option of 3 years. Pick the year that we start with. Would you like a movie from 1963, 2006, or 2021?
2006.
2006. All right. From 2006, first movie of the night for 5 points under the category of alcohol, drugs, and smoking. It is not specified whether or not a man is drunk throughout the entire film, but he constantly acts strange and tends to ramble on about things to himself.
Wow. Okay.
Nick has a guess. Does anybody else want to guess?
Not yet.
Nick, what do you think this movie is?
This is Pirates of the Caribbean.
Do you want to be more specific than that?
I do not, Nick. Does it count? Does it count if I just say Pirates of the Caribbean? Wait, do you want? I can throw out a name. You want me to throw out a name?
I would love for you to throw out a name. It might help you.
Okay. Dead Man's Chest.
Nikk Tetreault. This movie is Pirates of the Caribbean: Dead Man's Chest.
Oh, nice!
Right out of the gate with the correct title and everything. Unprecedented. See, the studying paid off. Just for fun, the other clues in Dead Man's Chest. Also, this movie cost $302 million to make, making it the 13th most expensive movie of all time. Sex and Nudity. There's a scene where one of the protagonists is in a jail cell. A group of men in the next cell put their hands through the bars and make catcalling noises. However, she is on the other side of the cell. The men never state their intent, but from their body language and noises, it is implied that their desires were not wholesome. Sex and Nudity. After a woman's wedding dress is found on deck, one of the sailors assumes that it belonged to a virgin who lost her would-be husband and became a ghost, which is objected to by the captain, who tells the crew that the dress means that there's a stowaway on board, a young woman who is, quote, probably naked. Frightening and intense scenes. Any given scene with the Kraken will be intense, as it appears very suddenly and wreaks havoc. And violence and gore. Davy Jones's heart is shown, but it's not as bad as you would think. Not bloody. It's just a normal heart. At the end of the first round, Nick is in the lead with 5 points. Everyone else is at 0. Lloyd, would you like a movie? And I will say most of these will be pretty clustered around the same years. Would you like a movie from 2011, 2016, or 2017?
2017.
2017.
Because the money was just rolling in the late 2010s.
From 2017 for 5 points, under the category of alcohol, drugs, and smoking. Adults drink in pubs and alone. A man downs a bottle of liquor and then throws it into the sea. A man and a woman have a drink together. All right, for 4 points. Oh, we got 2 guesses coming in. Anybody else? We've got 1 guess coming in.
No,
we've got 2 guesses. We've got 1 guess. We've got 2 guesses. Can we get 3 guesses? Lloyd, do you want to guess?
Hell no.
All right. Nick, what do you think this movie is?
Oh, shit. Wait, this is from 2000. What year is this?
2017.
Oh, no, I'm so off. That's
off. Fine.
I'm so off.
Justin, what do you think this movie is?
Shrek 4.
Sammie, what do you think this movie is?
I don't know what year any movies came out. Avengers Endgame, was that 2017? I don't know.
It is not Shrek 4. It is also not Avengers Infinity War.
That's the one I meant. Thank you for understanding that.
For 4 points under Sex and Nudity, shirtless shots of various male characters, particularly 3 heroes, a couple of scenes of a reunited couple kissing/embracing, mentions of a woman's beauty/attractiveness.
You know what?
Sammie's going to take another guess. Anybody else?
Beauty/attractiveness.
Beauty/attractiveness. They mentioned both in this movie. Nick, what do you think this movie is?
Okay, so it's 2017.
Uh-huh.
There are 3 shirtless heroes. Must be movie with superheroes. Is this like Justice League? There's no scene where they all take off their shirts. Justice League.
Sammie, what do you think?
That's my guess too. So we're both wrong or we're both right.
Guess what, you two? You are both correct. This is Justice League.
Yeah.
When is the scene where they all take off their shirts?
Who knows?
No,
Never doubt.
It doesn't
Never
need to
question
actually
yourself.
even be
Never
a scene
question
in the
your
movie. It's just written there.
I think that there are scenes, there's a lot of shirtless Aquaman. There's some shirtless Superman. I forget who the third one is.
Could be the Snyder Cut. When did that come out? I don't know.
Well, no, it's not the Snyder Cut. That's a very different movie.
Wait, it would be Batman, right? He'd be the third shirtless person.
He might, but it could also be Flash or Cyborg.
Okay.
Yep, that movie, Justice League, cost $332 million, making it the 8th most expensive movie of all time. And I don't know if that includes the reshoots for the Snyder Cut. Also in Justice League, under violence and gore, many soldiers are chopped down, some crushed under heavy objects, thrown far distances, super punched. One is crushed under a horse, some fall to death, head-butted, and the like. Frightening and intense scenes, the main antagonist is a devil-looking character. Not really that scary, though. And frightening and intense scenes, Flash and Cyborg dig Superman's grave, put his body in orange water, drop a box on it, and bring him back to life.
So it is Infinity?
At the end of the second round, Nick, you might be at your high score already or close to it at 9 points. Sammie at 3, Lloyd at 0, Justin at -1.
Telling you, Justin, don't guess.
Nick, would you like a movie from 2009, 2013, or 2017?
2017, please.
All right, we're going to go back to 2017.
Good year, by comparison.
This movie came out the same year as Justice League in 2017. For 5 points under frightening and intense scenes, the medieval battle at the start of the film is quite intense for younger viewers. Sammie's got a guess. Anybody else? Sammie, what do you think this movie is?
I don't know what the third Hobbit movie is called. but that's
You're going to go with the third Hobbit movie? I'll let you just say the third Hobbit movie. Because it's not the third Hobbit movie.
All right.
For 4
the
points,
most I've guessed already.
For 4 points under sex and nudity, a girl describes a robot as her boyfriend. Sammie's going to take another guess. Anybody else? So is Justin. So is Nick. Lloyd, no.
Yeah?
I'm going to give you the option every time. Nick's also not going to guess anymore. Justin, what do you think this movie is?
Avengers Infinity War.
Sammie, what do you think this movie is?
Well, now I had a different guess, but now I don't want it to be that. I'm going to be really mad if this time it is that. That makes sense. Listen, I'll just guess next time with the other movie, Avengers Infinity War.
This time, it is still not Avengers Infinity War.
I know what it is!
Why am I saying goddamn it? I didn't guess that.
For 3 points under profanity, many uses of shit, damn, bitch, and other comparable words. Some religious exclamations. One barely comprehensible, I don't fuck with you, said by a robot.
Huh.
Robot.
I'm still gonna guess it.
Sammie's still gonna guess something. Anybody else want to guess something?
You know what? That's
all
new
right,
strategy.
Sammie, what do you have this time?
I don't think this is the year Ready Player One came out, but that's what I'm saying.
It might be, but it's not this movie. It's not Ready Player One. For 2 points under violence and gore.
Now I'm not guessing again.
Intense robot violence throughout. Robots shoot at each other, fight with swords, fist and grappling maneuvers, and explode into metal pieces when hit. humans fight with guns and swords.
What the fuck?
No.
With guns and there are tons of robots. Tons of
This
robots.
movie.
It's 2017. And we got a bunch
It's too
of
late for
robots.
I Am Legend and Will Smith at this point, but that's not the story.
Robots.
What is this?
Well, I'm gonna read this clue. I might read it differently after I read this clue, but as written, here is the final clue under frightening and intense scenes. This film is significantly darker than the previous films in this series. Also, this film is more visually realistic than the other films in said franchise, especially considering that the film was almost entirely shot using IMAX 3D cameras. Therefore, the special effects look extremely realistic and may disturb some viewers who aren't familiar with in-your-face shots.
I have a guess, but it's too.
Does anybody want to take a guess? What I will do is I will tell you the franchise. The first person who can tell me what the subtitle of this movie is gets it. Do any of you know, and raise your hand if you think you know it, do any of you know which Transformers movie this is?
Nope.
Oh my God.
Nick,
really?
what Transformers movie?
Bumblebee.
Not Bumblebee. Sammie, what movie?
Revenge of the Fallen. That's the only one I know.
It is not Revenge of the Fallen. Justin or Lloyd, do you want to try? They've narrowed it down. Lloyd, do you have an idea?
The second one?
It's not the second one. I can't even give you that. This movie, not surprising that none of you knew it, but it is it did cost $240 million to make, the 56th most expensive movie of all time. This was the 5th Transformers movie called The Last Night.
Why?
This is the movie that features Stanley Tucci as Merlin.
When the fuck did that happen?
They introduced the legend of King Arthur into the mythos of the Transformers.
Are you sure about that?
It is Mark Wahlberg's second Transformers movie and Sir Anthony Hopkins' first Transformers movie.
What the fuck?
It's the movie that they forced Anthony Hopkins to get on social media to promote. And now he's just a delightful weirdo on Instagram.
What ranking?
Nobody remembers this movie. This is the one that came out right before Bumblebee. One of the hardest movies I've used on this show, but just based on the fact that there's a Transformer movie that incorporates the Knights of the Round Table. Lancelot is in this movie.
They spent all this money for nobody to remember it 5 years later.
Oh, you wait to see what movies nobody remembers that are on this list.
Oh
God.
I remember them.
Well, what a fun round. Nick, you're still in the lead at 8 points. Sammie and Lloyd tied at -1, Justin at -2.
I told you, Justin, don't guess. See what happened?
I just threw 4 points away on a Transformers movie. This is why Lloyd doesn't guess.
It put you in poverty, welfare, on the guess line.
Nick's head disappeared. That's how bad this movie was.
Oh, this is my favorite game.
So much money for us to ask who the fuck did that and when.
I highly suggest everybody look up that movie and nobody watch that movie.
Yeah, I'm not going to.
At least it's not the Mark Wahlberg movie, the Transformers movie, where he has to argue with an adult man trying to tell him the age of consent in various places.
That's all I know about those.
Oh yeah? The Boston Marathon finish line is right over there. I may as well watch Patriot Day.
No, that movie's the worst thing to come out of the Boston Marathon.
At least we know about it.
Hey, Sammie, let's get this game back on track.
Yeah.
Would you like a movie from 2010, 2016, or 2018?
2010, because I think I know a movie that came out in 2010.
From 2010 for 5 points, under frightening and intense scenes, a man shows that he has multiple extra toes for comedic effect, but it is somewhat gruesome.
Nope.
A man shows that he has multiple extra toes for comedic effect, but it is somewhat gruesome.
Huh. Okay.
For 4 points, under sex and nudity, a drunk man tries to flirt with the mother.
Oh, God.
Huh. I'm gonna spend that much money on a comedy.
3 points, under frightening and intense scenes. A young woman in a comedic scene goes into the Snuggly Duckling and beats someone over the head. Knives are thrown at people. This is the start to a song, I've Got a Dream.
Oh my God.
Guess. Anybody else? Sammie, do you know what this movie is?
It's really weird.
I'm gonna be so mad.
Is it the World's End or whatever that bar hopping movie was?
It is not the World's End. Nobody gives Edgar Wright that kind of money.
That's not the answer.
For 2 points, under violence and gore.
This is my Josh pick phase of this game.
Beautiful. I love when this happens. Under violence and gore, a young woman hits a man over the head with a frying pan 3 times for comedic effect.
Oh my God.
Sammie might know it this time.
Okay.
Nick might know it. Anybody else? Nick, what do you think this movie is? Oh, hold on. Lloyd? Yeah? No? Yes? No? You don't have to.
Oh God, I'm gonna.
I'm doing whatever the opposite.
That makes sense.
I'm doing whatever the opposite of bullying is, and it's not
Don't
working.
do it.
Lloyd,
Don't do it.
Lloyd, what do you think this movie is?
Tangled?
Nick, what do you think this movie is?
This is the 2010 live action Nintendo's Mario.
You kept your hand up all that time for that? Sammie, what do you think this movie is?
I'm gonna be really mad if it's a different Shrek movie. But Shrek the Third, I think I'm too late.
It is not Shrek the Third. It is also not whatever Super Mario movie Nick made up. This is the most expensive animated movie ever made. Coming in at number 9, cost $323 million to make. Lloyd Legacy Sharp, this movie is Tangled.
I got that right?
You got it right.
I got that right? Did it, Lloyd? Are you kidding me? I got that right? Holy shit! Holy shit! I believe it! I got it right!
Wait, is Lloyd in the lead? Because that's wonderful.
No.
Okay.
No, he is not.
I was really happy. I was in the lead in my heart, Nick.
Sorry,
that's okay. The other clue in Tangled, under violence and gore, the mother rapidly ages, trips over the main character's hair, and falls out a window. By the time her cloak hits the ground, there's nothing left of her but dark black dust. Nick, you are still in the lead. Now it's 7. Lloyd is in second place with 1 point. Sammie is Justin is at -2. Sammie is at -3.
Yep. Let's get new low score. That's the goal.
Justin, would you like a movie from 1995, 2012, or 2013?
2012.
2012. From 2012, this movie for 5 points, under frightening and intense scenes. The entire movie is surrounded with the fact of warring nations that create only destruction and chaos, killing many. That is something that the movie is surrounded by, that fact. Nick, what do you think this movie is?
Is this the movie 2012?
Sammie, what do you think this movie is?
Age of Ultron.
It is not 2012. It is also not Age of Ultron. The Marvel movies just are hurting tonight. For 4 points, under violence and gore, a man's arm is cut off and blue blood is seen gushing out of the wound. Sammie and Nick have both buzzed in. Anybody else?
No.
Nick, what do you think this time? Nick, okay, that's fine.
I just did the math.
No.
I just did the math. I don't think
Okay.
it's that movie.
Sammie, what do you think?
Okay.
Yeah.
Is this John Carter?
The guy from Mars?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is John Carter.
Yeah.
Not from Mars.
I hate that that's a movie that stuck with me from skimming that list, but it paid off.
You have to be one of the only people to ever say that movie stuck with you in any way.
I know. Oh, I'm mad.
Disney took a property called John Carter from Mars.
I saw that came out in 2012. I'm like, Nick would pick this movie.
They took a story called John Carter from Mars and got rid of the from Mars and put out a movie that everybody's excited for, John Carter. It cost $311 million to make, making it the 11th most expensive movie ever made.
Wow.
Uh-huh.
I wonder how much it made in return.
I'm also really mad 1995 was not the guess because I know that movie. I know what that movie is.
It's not too late. It might come back up into rotation. Other clues in John Carter, under sex and nudity, as the main character is being bathed by the aliens, he is briefly nude, bare bottom briefly exposed. Violence and gore, the alien dog Woola is kicked and beat by several aliens as he whimpers. This happens until the main character puts a stop to it. And violence and gore, war violence, sword fighting and gunplay. Lots of blue blood because of the lack of oxygen and the fact that they're all aliens on Mars, except for the main character. Not much of it is red. The violence does get intense. Nick's still in the lead. Now it's 6 points. Lloyd in second place with 1. Sammie at 0. Justin at -2. Lloyd, would you like a movie from 2009, 2012, or 2019?
Did 2019, 2009.
2009. Ooh, that was a close one.
Yeah,
I almost gave you the wrong movie.
Yeah, please don't. I apologize. Nothing now. Now sucks. Go back to 10.
2009, this movie for 5 points, under sex and nudity. 2 brief kisses. A female soldier reveals her shoulder to look at a wound in the 50th minute. Justin has a guess. Anybody else? Justin, what do you think?
My guess was so bad. It was so bad. No.
Okay, fine.
I gotta take it back.
Cool.
Give it a try.
No.
For 4 points, under violence and gore, a man gets thrown off of one of the aerial hunter killers and plummets towards a river. We see him violently bounce off the water like a rag doll.
Hunter killer.
Sammie, what do you think this movie is?
Avengers?
It is not the Avengers.
No, I'm gonna guess an Avengers movie for all these if I don't know.
I really hope an Avengers movie shows up for your benefit. For 3 points under violence and gore, a man fights hand to hand with a somewhat dismembered robot. The man gets punched and thrown around repeatedly, giving him some bloody bruises. The man shoots the robot with a mounted machine gun, littering it with bullet holes and destroying it. Sammie's going to take a guess. Anybody else? Sammie, what do you think this time?
Is this Revenge of the Fallen?
This is not Revenge of the Fallen.
It's the only subtitle I know.
For 2 points under violence and gore, a character steps on a landmine and is believed to be killed in the blast. Upon further inspection under all of the blood and burnt flesh, it is revealed that he is actually a cyborg. The scene showing his insides are fairly graphic. We see burnt flesh, dripping blood, and exposed organs, including his heart, among, of course, his metal bones and frame. I feel like Sammie really excitedly buzzed in and then buzzed out.
Oh, that's exactly what happened. I was just like, well, that's not what I thought it was.
All right, we'll go to the final clue for 1 point. Under violence and gore, a T-800 resembling the model from the original film attacks the main character.
Oh, God.
He shoots it several times with the sidearm, blowing off chunks of its flesh. The two get into a fist fight, and after he punches it to the face, it slams him into a wall. In a later scene, the T-800 is shot repeatedly with a grenade launcher, graphically blowing its outer skin off. Blood and gore is briefly seen as it is destroyed. I kept seeing hands go down and up and down and up. Everybody's buzzed.
I don't know the correct subtitle, but I know what it is.
Well, you shouldn't have said that to me, Sammie.
No, I do.
Sammie,
there's
Sammie,
two. I'm gonna say one or the other.
Okay, Sammie, what do you think this movie is?
Yeah, this is Terminator Salvation?
Nikk, what do you think this movie is?
Star Wars?
Justin, what do you think this movie is?
That new RoboCop?
Lloyd, what do you think this movie is?
I'm not proud of this. Terminator Salvation.
It's the other one.
This movie is not RoboCop or the original Star Wars. This movie is, in fact, Terminator Salvation.
All right. I was like, is it Salvation or Gen 9?
I'm not celebrating that because I'm not proud of the fact that I knew that.
It cost $253 million to make, making it the 41st most expensive movie of all time. I saw a midnight screening of it. I was very excited for all disappointing reasons.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
At the end of that round, Nikk is still in the lead, just slowly dripping away. Now at 5 points. Lloyd is in second place with 2 points. Sammie at -1. Justin at -3.
Oof. The most I've ever guessed on this show.
It's exciting.
This is the closest I've ever been to first place on this show.
I believe in you.
Sammie, would you like a movie from also 2009 or 2015 or 2018?
2018.
2018. From 2018 for 5 points under violence and gore. Melee fighting takes place with various kinds of weapons, some resulting in violent and deathly injuries. Blood is shown in some, but only very brief. So there are some deathly injuries in this movie.
Deathly injuries. The best
Sammie,
brand.
what do you think this movie is?
Okay, there are 2 that come to mind. I'm gonna say Endgame.
Nikk, what do you think this movie is?
Is this The 2018 Marvel's Black Panther?
It is not Endgame. It is also not Black Panther.
Okay.
Son of a...
I know what it is now. Maybe. Probably not.
For 4 points under alcohol, drugs, and smoking, possible analogies and references to the trading and selling of drugs, as in spice.
Spice.
Sammie has a guess. Anybody else?
Spice.
Sammie, what do you think this time?
See, now there's another one that it could. No, that was not okay. And it is this Rise of Skywalker.
It is not Rise of Skywalker.
The other one.
But you didn't fall into the trap of that clue, which is great.
Oh, I almost said, I was like, oh, no. I know what year that came out.
For 3 points under violence and gore, a character rips a guard's arms off screen, and you only see them severed for a brief moment. The sound effect is the worst part.
Huh. Well, it's nothing I thought it was.
Just the confidence slowly draining as these clues go on.
What confidence? Me?
For 2 points, under frightening and intense scenes, scary octopus-like creature in the Kessel Run scene.
Kessel.
Oh.
Sammie has a guess. Anybody else?
No.
Sammie, what do you think now?
Is it Solo?
I thought that would be a giveaway clue, but I guess not.
Fuck it.
Yes, this movie is Solo, a Star Wars story.
You said
you were the only one to get it off of Kessel Run. I thought we all knew
that
Kessel Run is what
and as soon as I started, I'm just like, oh no, what else can they don't talk about that in Rogue One.
$297 million, making it the 16th most expensive movie ever made. Final clue under violence and gore. Like the other Star Wars movies, there is violence, but there is little to no blood. But the character is a smuggler, so it does have more crime.
All right.
Nikk still in the lead with 4 points. Lloyd at 2, Sammie at -1, worked hard for those 0 points. Justin at -3. Did I skip over? Nikk, I think I might have skipped over you guessing a year, or picking a year.
Okay.
So I will do that now. Nikk, would you like a movie from 1963, 2013, or 2021?
2021, please.
All right. This movie from 2021, it came out last year. It's one of the most expensive movies ever made. For 5 points under alcohol, drugs, and smoking, characters take medication for depression. So watch out. Nikk, what do you think this movie is?
I think this is Black Widow.
This is not Black Widow.
All right.
I'll wait.
Yeah,
but I know. I know I need to wait, but I know.
Okay. For 4 points under profanity, the word house is intentionally pronounced like the word arse.
Well, now I
Arse.
ended up not actually seeing the movie, so I don't know.
3 points under violence and gore. A group of armed operatives break into a laboratory to steal a chemical weapon. Multiple scientists are gunned down off screen.
Huh.
Nick has a guess. Anybody else? Nick, what do you think this movie is?
No, I've made a mistake.
That's fine. You don't have to answer.
You really don't have to answer.
No, this isn't Jeopardy rules. You can buzz in and then not answer. I won't take away money or give you money. For 2 points under sex and nudity, there is some sexual innuendo. However, this is one of the less sexual films in the series. The opening title sequence barely has any of the silhouettes of naked women thing like the other movies do.
Oh, fuck.
What the fuck is it?
I picked the worst group for remembering names of movies. All right, Sammie. Hold on. Nick, what do you think?
It came out in 2021.
It sure did last year.
It's a film without
is.
many sexy ladies in the beginning.
Not as many as you'd think.
Not as many expected sexy ladies.
Not like those other movies.
Okay.
It's a part of a series. Like
whole series of films. Well, you've talked through this so much that I'm actually going to let Justin guess first. Or not. Justin, that's fine.
Wait, so like, can I still raise my hand because she didn't guess yet, or like, is that?
Yeah, no, I'm asking you right now what you think this movie is.
Oh, sweet. So I think it's a James Bond film. It's the new. I don't know the name. I don't know the name of the. It's
you buzzed in with just enough information to help the other players.
I too was going to say James Bond, but I too do not know the subtitle.
Listen, I am so confident, and I'm sure it's a previous one.
Well,
does Lloyd guess now?
I am going to ask Sammie, then I'm going to ask Lloyd. Sammie, do you know what the movie is called?
It's Spectre? Or
Lloyd, do you know what this movie is called?
No Time to Die.
Fuck!
That fuck might have given it away. Y'all talked your way through this movie, only to give it to Lloyd in the end.
Oh my god.
This, of course, is Daniel Craig's final turn as James Bond, No Time to Die.
I'm not proud of it.
$262 million, the 33rd most expensive movie ever made. And don't worry, Nick and Justin, I won't take off points because you didn't really guess anything.
I did.
So it's hard to...
I sure did.
Yeah, final clue in that, under violence and gore. I don't think this would have helped. Well, this might have helped Sammie a little bit. But y'all knew it was James Bond. Violence and gore, characters are repeatedly shot, punched, kicked, and exploded. The violence isn't as graphic and brutal as it is in Casino Royale or Spectre, or as intense as it is in Quantum of Solace, nor is it anywhere near as extreme as License to Kill. But it is very intense nonetheless. Don't know why they threw a Dalton Bond in there. But yeah, Lloyd, you knew the title. I thought it was, aside from a weak villain, I thought it was a very good James Bond movie.
It was good. It wasn't my favorite in the Craig series.
Oh no, it's no Casino Royale.
Yeah.
Or Skyfall.
What about
very rarely do I get to say these words, especially this late into the game. We have one more go around left, 4 more movies, one more for each of you. Justin, you're at -3. Sammie, you're at -2. Nick, you're in second place now with 3, meaning Lloyd, you're in the lead right now with 4 points.
Oh my God.
4 movies left. Justin, we are going to go back up to you. Would you like a movie from 1995, 2013, or 2019?
1995. I'm just gonna shake it up here.
Sammie is so excited. You pick the
unless
one
there's another expensive movie.
Nick's so excited she's guessing already.
I'm at least waiting for the clue.
All right, let's hope this clue helps you. This movie from 1995 for 5 points under sex and nudity. No male nudity. So be warned, no male nudity in this movie. All right, Nick, I'm actually going to go to you first. What do you think?
This is Titanic. No nudity. It's from dudes in Titanic.
Oh man, it was
Sammie, what do you think this movie is?
That's a really there's two movies. Listen, it's not fair for me to say that. I'm saying freaking Waterworld. I know it.
This movie cost $306 million to make. It's the 12th most expensive movie ever made, and it came out 2 years before Titanic. This movie is the other ocean disaster, Waterworld.
Oh, this is a guilty pleasure. I am one of the people who actually saw that in theaters. Because
so excited that all worked out for you.
7-year-old me saw that in theaters, or however old I was.
Other clues in Waterworld, also known as one of the biggest box office bombs of all time.
Oh yeah,
not known as a bad movie. We just think it's bad because it costs so much money to make.
He was in so many bombs. Postman. How much was the Postman?
Kevin Costner had so much goodwill in the early 90s, and by the late 90s, we all realized we've had enough Kevin Costner. And I say that specifically, I know he's not watching, but Nate Shue will never get to do his Kevin Costner episode of this show. We don't respect Kevin Costner on this show. Other clues in Waterworld: under violence and gore, a little girl is thrown in the water by a man. Alcohol, drugs, and smoking. Many of the smokers, the bad guys, smoke cigarettes. Their leader gives away packs of cigarettes to earn the appreciation of his followers. Frightening and intense scenes: a man drinks his own urine. And frightening and intense scenes: the movie takes place in a post-apocalyptic world. Drinkable water is lacking. People suffer and die. Evil men attack others for resources. Three movies remain. It really is anybody's game because there's still 15 points left on the board. Lloyd still in the lead with 4 points. Sammie at 3. Nick at 2. Nick, I'm so sorry.
Justin at -3. I'm having the time of my life.
And she owes it all to you.
This is the most fun I've ever had on this game.
Also, Josh Pick would like us to know that Waterworld is, in fact, a bad movie.
You're hurting 8-year-old me.
Art is subjective.
Lloyd,
yeah.
Would you like a movie from 2009, 2011, or 2013?
Oh, such a golden period.
So was that scene where Kevin Costner drinks his own piss. Golden period.
You watch it at home, do you get it? It's golden. It's funny. And
we're having fun here.
This is great. It was contextually accurate. 2011.
2011. Wonderful. This movie from 2011 for 5 points under frightening and intense scenes. This movie is not dark, but this is the most intense of the franchise for younger and oldest viewers. And this movie is the scary movie of the franchise for younger viewers.
Huh.
Do those words make sense? Maybe not. Nick, what do you think this movie is?
Is this the hit movie Twilight's Breaking Dawn Part 2?
Sammie, what do you think this movie is?
Oh, that makes a lot of sense, but what is my pick forever? It is Age of Ultron.
It is not Age of Ultron.
I know it's not.
It is also not Breaking Dawn Part 2.
God damn it.
It's Breaking Dawn Part 1, I swear to God.
Based on the clue, it sounds like it's called Fuck Younger Viewers, the movie.
Also fuck oldest viewers. It's the most intense for younger and oldest viewers. Violence and gore for 4 points. A zombie is stabbed violently, but no blood is shown. As it is a zombie, he does not die, but slowly pulls the sword out of his chest.
Michael Jackson was already dead, so it's not Thriller.
For 3 points under sex and nudity, a mermaid is seen laying back with her hair draped down, covering her breasts, shot strategically, so no nudity. Sammie's going to take a guess. Anybody else?
No, I'm not.
Sammie, what do you think this movie is?
It's the only subtitle I know. Is this Dead Man's Chest?
It is not Dead Man's Chest.
But it's one of those.
No.
All right. For 2 points under sex and nudity. Previous installments have some form of sexual content, but this is Disney's first where sexual content is actually a factor in its PG-13 rating. Nick's going to take a guess. Anybody else?
Disney
Nick,
in 2000.
what do you think this movie is?
This is the Narnia series, and it's the one that's either Prince or Princess Caspian.
I am so excited that you now remember that Prince Caspian is a Chronicles of Narnia movie and not a Pirates of the Caribbean movie. It is not Prince Caspian, no.
Okay.
Oh, God.
Final clue for 1 point under frightening and intense scenes. The death of Blackbeard is very graphic and intense since he gets his skin shattered and we only see his skeleton. However, as the waves stream shred apart his body, bloody chunks and actual blood is exposed, but it is very brief. 2 of you are going to take a guess unless Justin or Lloyd wants to buzz in. Nick, what do you think this movie is?
Pirates of the Caribbean. Dead men tell no tales. No tales.
Sammie, what do you think this movie is?
Listen, that sounds really convincing, but I told you what period of being on this show I am entering. This is Pirates of the Caribbean. Blackbeard dies.
Really hate how they spoiled it in the title. Unfortunately, it is not Dead Man Tell No Tales. And unfortunately, they did not call this movie Blackbeard Dies. You know, I was so excited for this movie to come up because it's the only movie I gave you at the beginning of this game. This is the most expensive movie ever made, $456 million, Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger Tides. A movie so memorable, y'all forgot I mentioned it an hour ago.
Oh my God. What the fuck? What the fuck? Are fucks even actual? I don't know. God.
Take that, Johnny Depp.
Yeah, no, good point.
We have 2 movies remaining. I will try to shimmy this train into the station from the rail it came. Nick, you get to pick this movie.
What are the scores?
Oh yeah, good point. Lloyd, you are nearly running away with this game right now at 4 points. This could be the end of an era. We'll see. There's still 10 points on the board. Sammie, you are in second place with 0.
Oh.
Nick, you started the game strong. You are at -1 right now.
Yeah.
Justin, you are at -3.
Oof.
2 movies remain. Nick, would you like a movie from 1963, 2013, or 2016?
$2016. Also, this is the first time I've laughed so hard on this show I cried. And I choked. 2016.
This has been one of my favorite experiences, and I hope people are watching. I hope people find this one later. This has been such a delight so far. Penultimate movie from 2016. Let's end strong for 5 points. Under sex and nudity, men wear clothing to show muscles. Also, topless male nudity. Justin, well, hold on. Nick, what do you think this movie is?
I feel like because other people are confident, I could potentially know this movie.
Great
Is
logic.
This Thor Ragnarok?
Justin, what do you think this movie is?
You know, I have to go for 5 now, you know, to try to win. So Magic Mike.
Sammie, what do you think this movie is?
That's where my brain went. I could go the superhero route, but it hasn't worked for me. I will have another guess on the next, but I'm saying Magic Mike XXL or whatever it was called.
Sammie, do you believe that Magic Mike XXL cost over $200 million to make?
Oh my God.
Also, Justin, do you think Magic Mike cost over $200 million?
Yes, I do.
Also, it is not Thor Ragnarok.
All
But
right.
that one at least is in the price range.
Actually, okay, question. I guess
Yes.
it's a little late in the game, but
We have 9 clues left altogether. What do you think?
so like if you've done a movie on a different episode, do you ever repeat a movie?
I repeat movies that were used last year. I haven't repeated anything that's been used in 2022 so far.
All right. Sweet. Okay, sweet.
For 4 points under violence and
Magic
gore.
Mike?
What was that?
It wasn't Magic Mike?
It wasn't Magic Mike, no. No.
Wasn't sure.
No, Magic
Okay,
Mike was an independent feature made for very little money.
Okay, fair enough.
4 points under violence and gore. The movie contains several intense action sequences in which there are numerous implied, mostly off-screen deaths and injuries. People fleeing for their lives are seen throughout the film. All right, Justin, what do you think?
Aquaman.
Hold on. Okay, Nick, what do you think?
Oh.
Guardians of the Galaxy, Volume 1. Or I guess it would just be Guardians of the Galaxy.
Sammie, what do you think?
Avengers Infinity War.
It is not Avengers Infinity War.
It will be eventually, or it won't.
Not Aquaman. It is not Guardians of the Galaxy. Wild turn of events right now. Let's go to the 3-point clue based on those guesses. For 3 points under violence and gore, near the end of the film, 3 characters have an extremely intense and violent fight. Right before this, they watch a video where 2 people are brutally killed, one off camera. Nick is so excited to answer, and I really hope she has the right answer. Justin, I'm going to go to you first.
It's Captain America: Civil War.
Nick, what do you think?
I too was going to say Civil War.
Yeah.
This movie is Captain America: Civil War.
Yep. The other Avengers movie.
Uh-huh.
Of the actual Avengers 3.
$260 million to make, the 36th, the most expensive movie of all time. Final clue, 2 more clues than that under frightening and intense scenes. The premise of the movie may be upsetting to those who hate seeing heroes fight each other.
Absolutely.
And under profanity, Spider-Man says, "Holy shit," when he sees Ant-Man turning into a giant. Classic Spider-Man. We have a real wild turn of events right now going into the final round. Lloyd, you have almost run away with this at 4 points. The only person right now with points. Nick, you are in second place. You can still catch up. You're at 0 points. Justin and Sammie at -2 each.
Goddamn.
Sammie, you get to pick our final movie of the night. Let's pull them up. Would you like a movie from 2009, 2012, or 2019?
2000. Wait, what were they again?
2009, 2012, 2019.
2019. That's what I meant to do. My brain. 2019.
So you meant to answer it, instead you buzzed it.
Yep.
Great. 2019, final movie of the night. Let's see how this goes. For 5 points, 2019, under profanity. Some mild, rude humor concerning a character's flatulence. We have everybody trying to take down Lloyd right now. Lloyd, do you want to take a stab at this?
No.
All right, if one of them gets it, well, no. If Nick gets it.
I understand that.
Okay. Justin, what do you think this movie is?
Shrek the Fifth. Is there a 5th Shrek? I think maybe there's a 5th Shrek.
Nick, what do you think this movie is?
I believe this movie is Avengers Endgame.
Sammie, what do you think this movie is?
Also, Avengers Endgame. It's finally an Avengers movie.
Justin, unfortunately, they have not graced us with a Shrek 5 yet. I'm honestly very confused because I'm trying to think of whatever flatulence you're both so sure of. This is not.
Didn't
No. What?
Somebody has to start an Avengers Endgame. It's so stressful. The GI tracks are a mess.
I mean,
that just seems like peak Guardians of the Galaxy.
mean, it is rough.
Listen, that teacher recruits a teenager, his body's changing.
Let's try the 4-point clue, everybody. Contain yourselves. Let's reset for 4 points. Under frightening and intense scenes, the villain is a lot more evil and menacing in this film than he is in the original. For 3 points, under violence and gore, a character's chin is seen to be bloody while feeding.
Whoa! Whoa! Whoa!
Wow.
Wait, no, 2019? Is this 2019?
This is 2019.
My mistake.
Oh. For 2 points. Under sex and nudity. And Sammie, I'm sorry for keeping you so long. I know you have another show to get to.
It's okay. It's okay. I did this to myself.
For 2 points under sex and nudity, there have been suggestions of possible incest between 2 characters due to the fact that it's never revealed who the female's father is. And the only adult males in the pack are brothers, which would make her and the protagonist either cousins or half siblings. But kids are unlikely to notice.
Yep. I know what this is.
Sammie might be ending the game right now. Does anybody else want to jump in there?
No.
Sammie, can you put an end to
It's the
this?
Lion King.
200. This has $76 million, the 29th most expensive movie of all time, directed by the guy who directed a couple of Marvel movies. This is the live-action remake of The Lion King.
Yep.
The character's flatulence is, of course, Pumbaa.
Pumbaa.
That's just like Thor.
Just like Thor is the Avengers Pumbaa. We've all said this.
I know I have.
Final clue in this game, under violence and gore, as in the original, the villain is eaten alive by a pack of hyenas. But this version is far more graphic, as the actions are entirely clear, everything is shown completely on screen, he tries to fight back, and he's heard delivering a blood-curdling, painful scream. Ending on such an intense note, that is The Lion King. This was Inappropriate Movie Database. Our final scores tonight. In third place is Justin with -3 points. In second place is a tie between Nikk and Sammie with -1 point each. The only person with a positive score breaking his 15-episode run, Lloyd Legacy Sharp, winning the game tonight with 4 points. What an intense, wild, wonderful game.
God.
This was such an amazing delight. Thank you all for doing this.
Oh my God.
2 things.
Yes.
2 things.
Uh-huh.
One, I made 2 predictions at the top of this show.
Yeah, you got them both wrong.
One of them was right. I said I was going to lose.
Uh-huh.
Apparently I was wrong. But I did say, not guessing can lead to victory. I got 4 points, and then I just checked out. And everybody else basically won the game for me. I told you at the start of this episode, not guessing can get you the win, and it proved worthy tonight.
Can I say the wildest fact about all of this? If you didn't guess at all, you still would have won the game tonight. 0 points would have gotten you the win tonight, but no, you doubled back. You did the victory lap. You all are fantastic people. This has been so wonderful. Before we go, if there is anything you want to promote, anywhere you want to be found, or just any last words, Sammie, I'll start with you.
Yeah, you can find me on social media at Sammie James. I run 3 monthly shows. Why? On Zoom, The Waiting Room, The Badass Trans Woman of Comedy, and You Matter, a monthly virtual concert for trans kids and their families. If you want to see more of me, well, you could just go on Facebook now, because I am going right to another show where I'll be doing stand-up, because I do that and don't just not guess movies correctly.
Yeah, click whatever links need you to click to find Sammie. Go to any of the social medias of this show, and you'll find her handle. Sammie James. Is that it?
Yep.
Yeah, go look for her. Let's get you there. If you want to go, you can. I'm just. Thank you for doing
I have
this.
to.
Yes.
I love you all. Yay, Lloyd! Bye.
Wonderful, Sammie. Thank you, Nikk.
Yeah.
Do you have anything?
Yeah, you can find out more info at nicktetreault.com. I also I do a show every other week with Comedy Sports Chicago's virtual rec league. So if you find Comedy Sports Chicago or CSC Chicago on Twitch, I play with a team called Extreme Couponing, and we get deals. It's an improv show. We aren't shopping.
Shopping for laughs. Justin, do you have anything?
Yeah, I'd just like to no, I don't have anything. Yeah, go to nicktetreault.com.
Thank you so much for doing this. You were great.
Thank you.
And finally, so happy to say these words, our winner, Lloyd. Do you have anything you want to end the game with?
Well, I guess the competition between me and Jenny Ismay is over. She can have the winning, the losing. What were we competing for? Most lost anyway.
Yeah. You have now lost your crown of the most losses of anybody.
You're welcome, Jenny. Anyway, I'm actually going to be on this show again in a week, like 7 days from now. So I guess that's
defending your championship.
It's easy to win it. It's hard to keep. But yeah, that's the first thing I want to put out there. I'm going to be doing a movie podcast with Dave Valdala on Wednesday that will most likely be uploaded to Spotify thereafter. I'm going to be live in Auburn, Maine this Friday at Craft Brew Underground. For all of that and more, you can find me at Lloyd Legacy 617 on Twitter or Instagram and on TikTok if that's your thing. If it's not, don't start now. Facebook, Lloyd Legacy Sharp. There you can find out everything that I'm doing because it would take too long to go through it all. I will mention I am also returning to Hampton Beach, New Hampshire on April 29th as Michael Legacy Jackson, and that's the last thing I'm going to plug here. Just find me online and figure it out.
Oh yeah, find all of Lloyd's stuff. Thank you all for being here once again. That was Sammie James, also Nikk Tetreault, Lloyd Legacy Sharp, Justin Wright. I'm Nick Martucci. You can find me everywhere on social media at Blundering Idiom. Find the show on Facebook, search Inappropriate Movie Database, or click the link in the description of this video, or follow us on Instagram and Twitter at IMDb Game. Speaking of Jenny Ismay, she will be here in the hosting chair this Thursday night at 8 p.m. Eastern, hosting musicals. That's going to be such a fun show. And we got 2 other shows after that. One next Monday at 9 p.m. Eastern, we're doing my birthday show, which means I'm just going to do all of my favorite movies and be real sad that nobody knows what they are. And we're going to end the month next Thursday, April 30th, I think, or whatever that date is, 29th, 28th, that Thursday. Friend of the show, Matt Shore, is going to be taking over the hosting chair with movies Matt has seen. So that's going to be, it's just going to be a week of favorites. So please check those out. Like, subscribe, do all the YouTuber stuff. Follow on social media because I will be announcing May dates soon. I'm going to start booking for those shows. So if you're watching this, if you've never been on, or if you haven't been on in a while, I miss you. Please look out for those. I would love to have you on. I love having new faces. Thank you everybody for watching this.